Welcome everyone to the August meeting of Geology Club. I'm so glad you all are here on behalf of myself, Andy Wyatt, and Jake Vliet. We are so happy to be here with you all. So we've got a great night going tonight. Jake, Andy, did you want to say hi?
Hey.
Jake's actually here tonight.
I tucked myself quietly back in the corner already. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. Great to have everyone along. And yeah, glad to actually be here in person and not watching it back on YouTube. So yeah, thanks everybody.
We're going to do some announcements real quick. I have some stuff that Corey and I have both found. Corey Rockhound and I have both found up in Mohawk. Here's a couple things real quick. There's a Druzy and a Herc, but there's more stuff here. We'll go through that. I'm going to do a little intro to everything up there in New York and show an unreleased Dirtman report that has never been seen on digital media. I will probably delete it from this before I put it up on YouTube. But then we'll go into Alex Emert. He is here tonight, and he's going to review Ruri Rocks, which is a rockhounding anime cartoon thing, which is actually kind of, exciting in the world right now. So for Rockhounds, this is like, forefront, the newest thing coming out. So let's check it out with him. And then Jake's going to do a little on digital rockhounding. He had done a little before. Now he's going to get a little more in depth. And we'll do some quick Q&A, and we'll give away this raffle at the very end. So, yeah. Let's get into some of the announcements. All right. So, of course, the T-shirts. Got to get a T-shirt. I still don't have one. I'm out doing everything so much that I haven't been able to get home and actually, put the order in. So, I'm still wearing my Mohawk shirt. So get one today.
I know Vanessa Burnett has been proudly rocking hers in a bunch of photos she posted from Pickering Valley Golf Course. And we thank her for the advertisement. We think they're pretty sharp T-shirts. Don't worry, give it a year. I will come up with a variation or something. So we'll have new designs as we go along. Here we go. Let's look at trips. We were lucky enough. I have a good standing relationship, and I am a very active member in Pennsylvania's Earth Science Association, PISA. And Dane Transu, who is the heart and soul of that organization, without question, reached out because he had a bunch of extra room on a cave trip double header he set up, the Woodward and Penn Caves. All members received an email with an invite to go along on that event. Make sure if you wanted to do that, you reach out to Dane and let him know. That being said, Labor Day weekend, Andrew and Corey will be leading the Geology gang to not quite the Great White North, but the greater north that we've got north of us, up to the Herkimer Valley area. And of course, that's what Andrew's about to talk to you all about, giving you the tips and tricks you're going to need to get what you need done up there and help get you some of those beautiful shinies in your hand. And Andrew's got a September trip in the works down to U.S. Silica in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia.
That's going on with Professor Steve Lindbergh. He's going to set that up. We were waiting for September because it is an oven in that, it's bright white silica. So the sun heats it up. We can't do it in July or August. It's way too hot for people. You'll just be passing out. So we're going to just let things cool down and we'll get that set up. It'll be great.
Yeah. And that's why, and Andrew addressed it in a prior email, and it's been said, we're going to be quiet for about the next 3 or 4 weeks. Until the temperatures start dropping down. But that being said, let's keep your eye on your email and in the Facebook members page. If we have the availability or the weather dips out and one of us is around and we can run a quick trip, watch for an email. We'll do things as soon as we can. There are other trips in the works for the autumn and winter seasons. We do look forward to those cooler temperatures and actually enjoying rockhounding instead of just, in a sauna in the dirt. But that is the way of it. All right, let's talk about some Friends of Geology Club. Andrew, I'm going to throw our friend Jerry Jones to you.
All right, Jerry. Actually, this is perfect. Next week, next Tuesday, is the 250th episode. 150th episode, 250th episode. We've done a lot. It's been years. I've been there since the very beginning. So definitely check it out. Basically, yeah, 150th. So, thanks, Deb. I know you're always on the rock room. But it's going to be great. Jerry and I were just messaging today to see if I had a Dirtman report ready for it, and I actually don't. This past weekend, I filmed a little review on a micro sluice box that's about this big, and it turned into just like an infomercial, so it's not really a Dirtman report. But anyway, we'll come up with something. We'll see what happens. But everyone, email jonesgeo@comcast.net and check out next weekend or next Tuesday's Rock Room. It's shaping up to be a good one. So.
Oh, let me cut in there just real quick at the end. Make sure you follow Jerry on Facebook too. If you're a history buff and wonder and things like that about furnaces and things of that nature, Jerry's been doing a lot of stuff on York County. And you do well to follow Jerry. Jerry is we are lucky enough to have him contribute on Pennsylvania's Rockhound Haven. He's one of the experts and all around good guy. But follow him on Facebook for anything to do with the industrial and mining history of Pennsylvania, specifically in that York County region. Jerry is a local legend. All right, let's talk about Mr. Ryan Klockner's site, Geology 365. We, of course, have to send a bunch of thank yous to Ryan. We have access to the geologyclub.org domain thanks to Ryan. Ryan puts a ton of time and effort into Geology 365, which functions as a collections management tool, as well as a way to manage your gem and mineral club. And Ryan deals with a lot of annoying messages from me here and there when I'm trying to get stuff done, and he's always super responsive. And they just released the Geology 365 Apple app for those using iPhones, and I believe the Android is out now as well. And I think that's Andrew. Of course, feel free to add anything I've forgotten. And again, make sure you follow Geology 365 on Facebook. Ryan is very active in the community. Andrew, remind me the name of the club in Jersey he runs so I don't say the wrong one.
Well, he stepped down from being president, but Friends of Mineralogy, New Jersey. Friends of Mineralogy.
Right. So former president of Friends of Mineralogy in Jersey. Among other things, Ryan runs this. If you follow him, you can see what gem and mineral shows he might be at, selling off minerals. I know he moves some collections through, and he is a trusted gem and mineral seller for certain. You don't have any concerns if you're buying from Ryan Klockner. All right, talk about other people we trust. Andrew, this one's all you.
All right, so Area 51 miners, we got Shane and Sherry Moore in as some of our advisors when we first started this club. So we've been, they've been watching from the background, for a while now. They just opened up new pocket and stuff at Area 53. So check out their Instagram feeds. They've got crystals coming out all the time. Brian Major, the crystal collector, was just up there with them for like the last month. So they've been doing a lot of good stuff. So check it out. Occasionally on Fridays, they'll probably gear back up in the winter, but Fridays they have live auctions. Great stuff coming out of their mind for that. So yeah, check them out. And Jeannie Smith, she'll be here next month. She's going to be doing so tonight I'll be talking about Diamond Mountain and Mohawk Valley as part of, getting us ready. She's going to talk about the rest of them, the rest of the mines up there, because they're the ones we're going to on Labor Day are the very expensive ones. There are many more cheap options, but to know what to do when you get there, just because you're going to get in the door cheap, but it doesn't mean you know where the diamonds are going to be. So she'll be able to give you better ideas of where things, how things are laid out and how to go about and have a better chance of scoring some hercs.
And Andrew, tell me if I'm right here. Like the different mines, you have some that are very specifically hard rock mining, and some that are a little more dig to find. And that'll be great if she can narrow that down, because there's a lot of folks I've heard don't really want to do the hard rock mining. It's just too much. So it'd be great if she can clue everybody in, and that's great. There's always a lot of interest in up there, just due to the unique nature of the quartz that comes out of there. All right, up next is a gentleman we will eventually have on the show, of course, for a club meeting. And it's with running the Haven, people are always asking, where can I find rockhounding sites? And, a site I used to do a lot of work with has a ton of sites listed. But Mr. Beard, not to be confused with the Mr. Beard that's in ZZ Top, of course, not related at all, unless you're reading old versions of books I was writing and couldn't keep but messing up the two of them, confusing them. But these books are great. If you're looking for spots to start rockhounding, this should be one of the first two books you buy, hands down. If you're in Pennsylvania, the Delmarva area, Virginia, all that, and of course New York as well. These books are an endless resource. We're grateful for all the time and effort Robert puts into these. And of course, Andrew has had him on the Dirtman Report out there at Grub Lake talking about, I think it was limonite and goethite. We'll go with the Beard pronunciation of that word. Goethite. But this really should be one of the first 2 or 3 books you buy for rockhounding. And if you don't have them, pick it up and support someone who is alive and still doing the work. A lot of the books I use for reference are of people who have been dead for a very long time. There's a very limited number of living authors we have left who are actively producing new content for our very niche market. Most of the good reference material we have is government documents. So for something from the civilian side of things, what an astounding resource. All right, up next, these two goons. All right.
Well, actually, hold on. Let's reveal the giveaway real quick.
Oh, okay. Get on it, brother.
Everyone. Oh no, you're good. You can leave it on the next slide. It's all good.
No, I'm gonna go back to one.
Unshare?
Yeah, certainly can.
Yeah, that way I can use my camera. All right. So this is a bag from Mohawk Valley Mineral Mining that both Corey Rockhound and I have found. Just threw together right here before the meeting. Actually, I totally forgot last night. I was putting my presentation together up to the last minute last night. So you're going to get a herc. I mean, it's broken, but it's still water clear. This is a really neat, weird piece. It's dolostone on the back, but it's almost like a spade or something. So, druzy, some more druzy. So this is a piece of stromatolite. So stromatolite fossils are up there, and the druzy pockets grow amongst the pockets in the stromatolites. Here's a better version of that. So I'm going the wrong way. There's druzy right in that pocket there. You can't hardly see it. But the lines and stuff, it's a great example of stromatolite. This is an amazing druzy pocket. The camera's not doing it much good, but that's a beautiful piece. And then there's a couple other pieces here. I'm not going to bother showing, but you got a nice little bag full of Mohawk Valley mineral mining. So that's the giveaway tonight. So during these presentations, we're going to give this away at the very end. So everyone who's on tonight, put into the comments a number between 1 and 200. The number closest without going over will win the bag. I will send it to you free of charge. I will message you after the meeting, probably tomorrow or the next day. Yeah, they're already coming in, so get your number in. If we have a tie, we'll probably ask the second person who came in after the first person to resubmit, but we're off to the races with that. All right, so let's move on to the presentation. First presentation anyway. So I'm gonna basically give you an intro. So I'm gonna get to Mohawk because I've spent a lot of years there. I've walked the grounds for many years. Both her and I have run the mine. I'm gonna get to that. But first we'll start with Diamond Mountain. And give me 1 second. Pull that up here. So for those who did not get accepted into or did not get a spot into the Diamond Mountain side of things, this is still available. So everyone can sign up for Mohawk Valley. It is a way discounted rate, $80 for a 2-day pass, $50 for a single day. So that's half price if you're there for a day and over half price for a 2-day. That's the best rate I've ever gotten off my buddy Scott, who owns the mine. So, you know, that I was glad to hear him say that. So I told him I was going to bring as many people as I could. So I invited PA Rock and Mineral Club has been invited as well. So we'll have a couple of them attending up there as well. But let's get started here. I'm going to run through this pretty quick since we have a full schedule tonight. Welcome. This is going to be a little intro. You all know me. I'm not even going to go through this, but that's who I am. So what are Herkimer diamonds? Well, they're water clear, double terminated quartz crystals. That's not all you can find up there. That's the thing everyone wants, is these perfect terminated crystals, but you're also going to find massive Mohawk monsters, big, beautiful, big crystals that are filled with what we call tinfoil. They're not going to be clear. They're all going to be shattered inside, but they look like tinfoil, and it's actually really cool. So and then there's also skeletals. Skeletals are ones that they form the bones of the crystal first, but the centers are not fully formed. They ran out of silica when they were forming. So they form in stages, and they form these weird skeleton-like crystals that you just have to see to understand. They're awesome. So, can you find Hercs in other places in the country or the planet? Yes. Here's an example. This is one from my personal collection. This is a perfectly terminated quartz crystal with a barbell scepter formation attached to it, which is pretty rare. I've also found Hercs here in Pennsylvania. They're all through the East Coast, actually. China, other places in the world. They are all over the planet. However, they are not Hercs. They're not Herkimer diamonds unless they come from this mining district. This is the Herkimer mining district in mostly Herkimer County, New York.
Wait, I gotta stop you. I have to stop you. Does this make them the champagne of quartz? Because it's only champagne if it comes from that specific region in France.
What I'm about to say is
bye.
Yes, exactly, and that's what it is, basically, along those lines. However, the premier place for finding these things, with the largest formations of them, the world record holder is down here to the south, right where the 90 sign is, down, you see where it says Kanajahari? Mohawk Valley is below that and outside of what is established as the mining district. So what I'm going to tell you is Herkimer County is not the only county. Montgomery County, which is the poorest county in New York State, is also part of the district, and the map needs to be rewritten. And it's been said for years, because Mohawk Valley, when it opened a matter of only a few years ago, it rewrote the history books and has set itself on the world stage. All right, so what are we dealing with here? We're dealing with the Little Falls Formation. If I go back here, Little Falls is, you see the A marker that dropped on Herkimer? Well, Little Falls is just to the east of that. That's where most of the mines are. So Little Falls Formation, that's where it's named after. You can find quartz, calcite, dolomite, pyrite, marcasite, galena, sphalerite, limonite, smoothomorphs, pyrite, chalcopyrite, hematite, glauconite, anthracite. Anthracite and glauconite. All right, so anthracite happens inside of quartz, black stuff. It's actually, it's from organic matter is where it started out in life, but it ends up inside of quartz, inside of these hercs. Glauconite is a layer that is known throughout of this bluish green layer of soil, and actually Corey found a toad that was living in that layer, and it was actually a purple, like bluish toad. Yeah, it was blue. It was weird. So marcasite happens inside of calcite crystals as rods, black rods. Dolomite, of course, that's the dolostone. In New York, they call it dolostone. In the rest of the world, we call it dolomite. In New York, you call dolomite the crystallization of it. Dolostone is the more just rock that you got to break to get to the dolomite and the quartz and the calcite. All right. Herkimer Mining Tools. This is what mining pro Lee Levite III takes into the mine. He actually takes probably more than this. But he's the one that pulled $160,000 worth of skeletal crystals out in one day a couple years ago. You can see that in my documentary, Goonie Road. But that's everything he takes in to break rock, and that's all he does. He breaks rock. So, that's a technique. You're going to need wedges. You need to get exploit cracks in the stone and start hammering wedges in there and exploit that and break it apart. It's a lot of process, which, we can show you when we're up there. But the two most important tools for mining is, one, the ability to work hard, and two, the one that I've got, luck. Because I've walked around that mine for years and I've found so much stuff just walking around helping other people. It's been crazy. So don't attempt any of this if you lack either of those. And I will tell you that people go into the mine, they sit there on their butt and don't do anything, and they get pissed off because they don't have anything at the end of the day. You have to work, and I will show you a couple tips on how to, make it easier on yourself and walk away at the end of the day with something good. But let's start off with Diamond Mountain, known for scepters. What are scepters? That's right here on the screen. So it's a Herkimer diamond that's actually growing on the end of a stem, a black stem. Anthracite, the hydrocarbons and stuff in that is in the blackness of that stem. And then this beautiful, clear Herkimer diamond grows at the end of it. So my number one thing before I'm going to get into anything is bring bug spray, mosquito repellent. You're going to see that in my Dirtman report that I'm about to show. You're going to need it. Just be prepared. So when you get there, for those who are watching this, parking right off of Ritter Road, you're going to just drive into the middle of that field. You're going to park there, and everyone's going to meet at the shack. They're going to give you a little intro and talk about the mine and stuff like that. And then you'll pull down closer. Those who have four-wheel drive can pull down closer into this lower field, closer to the mining area. I don't know if they're still doing that. They did that when we were there last year, 2 years ago, actually. No, last year. No, it's 2 years ago. 2 years ago. It was right when they opened up this new mining area. So where you see it says mining area, this is brand new as of 2 years ago. We got in there in the first like 3 or 4 months of them opening this area, and it was pretty untouched. And you're about to see all of that. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to share. Bear with me, everybody. I just got to select the video file here. Enjoy. Dirtman and Corey Rockhound here with another special report. Today, I'm at Diamond Mountain, and we're gonna dig some crystals. Ready to go?
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, here we go. Located in Little Falls, New York, Diamond Mountain is known for its anthraxolite-filled diamonds, scepters, and barbells. Today, we're here with the Central PA Rock and Mineral Club.
You guys probably have a little more common sense when it comes to backing rocks. I don't have to go over every single detail. You guys are a Rock and Mineral Club. I hope you have a good idea of what you're doing in the woods.
We'll be digging in a brand new area, opened up only a few months ago, called Diamond Ridge. How do you do it?
Yeah, crystal.
That's how you get them?
They just come right to you.
Wow.
Really easy. I don't know why everyone digs.
Here, crystal. I don't think it's working too good.
Right, dig it. You gotta believe.
Well, maybe it did work, because the crystals started popping. So it's only been a few minutes and I'm already finding jammies. I'm just looking through people's tailings piles. I'm gonna keep walking and see what happens. It is amazing what diggers miss and leave behind. I gotta tell you, ground squirrels are quite plentiful. You know what else is plentiful? The mosquitoes. I'm getting torn up, but it's all good. Gonna keep looking. Check this out. Look at this, everybody. Look at that, there it is. So I just hit 2 surface finds in a row. Look at this. This is actually a double. I don't know if you can see that, but right here on the ground below me, look at this. Just sitting right here on the surface. Cracked on that side, but look at this. There's a double. Unbelievable. Pretty cool. We'll keep on going. So it looks like we've made it down to the far end of the mine. That trail there is the far boundary. So we're gonna head back up. I just wanted to check in with Corey Rockhound real quick. How you doing, Corey?
Good, found a few.
Oh yeah. That's a good few. Great job. That's a pretty good one. Where was that?
Next to it, right here. Under the dirt in the roots.
Wow. Just found my biggest crystal of the day. Check that out. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect Jenny. That is an awesome water clear there. I'm here with Dennis, and he just found the best one I've seen all day. This is amazing. He was digging in the dirt. Tell me how it happened.
I was just cleaning out a spot, and when I pulled it out, this one popped up.
Wow. Look at that cluster, everybody. That is one massive one and 2 big, nice crystals popping off the bottom. What do you think, man?
I love it.
Hell yeah. So as I'm checking out that other cluster, Carol comes up and she's like, I got a good one too. Check this out. Look at that, everybody. Wow. Perfect water clear and then a sidecar. Oh yeah. What do you think?
It's awesome.
Oh yeah. It's been an amazing day here.
Found some great stuff today. We have some water clears, some doubles, some smokies. I'm Corey Rockhound.
And I'm Dirtman, bringing the geology to you from here at Diamond Mountain. Back to you, Jerry. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've actually seen that. It's been a couple of years. We were laughing our butts off. That was good. Good memories. All right, so yeah, that's Diamond Mountain. That pretty much shows you everything. That's where you're going to be mining at. Boulder Field side of the hill is probably only 20, 30 foot high, and it flattens out on either, on the top side and the bottom side. But you're just going into that, ridge line kind of thing. And that's where you're going to be. That's Diamond Mountain. So let me get back into my presentation here. Get back down here. All right, so Mohawk Valley. Mohawk Valley mineral mining. Here's a LiDAR image. So basically, right on the north side of this river here, this is the the Mohawk River. This is the Big Nose and Little Nose on either side of the river. That's what the Indians used to call it. And basically, Mohawk is just up this, what is actually faults from this massive separation that happened in here. And I'm about to show you that. So this is all the faulting in the area. Right in the center dotted line here, that was right, if you see the arrows that say 2 and 3, right in the center of that, you see the approximate crest of the Adirondack Arch. I can't even say that. So basically, where we're going to be camping at on the other side of the road is pretty much that arch. We're above everything else, and you can see everything else. It's really cool. Then we move down towards what is listed here as the Noses Fault. Well, that fault pretty much runs up through the mine down in the valley. So we're up above that, overlooking that, and a lot of this faulting has a lot to do with why we're able to access these crystals and be able to get to more elevations of them. So if you start at the bottom of the hill, and this is like a 400-foot hill down by the Mohawk River, it's about a 400-foot up to where we're going to be camping. So throughout that 400 feet, there's a lot of exposed area, and not all of it has vugs full of crystals, only certain layers. I actually have a map from a geologist who kind of mapped it up walking up Carter Creek, which is the creek that we're on up there, and gives you a little insight on how many layers kind of were and how many weren't. We're going to be sitting somewhere around the 420 to 440, 460 foot, 620, 640, 660, that area of elevation, which is where it's producing the most crystals for us. So here's a little map. As I said, up in the camping field, that's mostly, that arc is kind of up there. You can see everywhere from up there. Then, registration and the mining areas on the other side of Moyer Road. Moyer Road is a dirt road and very back road, so be prepared. Mohawk, you'll pull down into the field, and there'll be basically a shack there, and that's where you're going to register and pay your fee for the day or for the weekend if you're there for both days. And then if you have a 4-wheel drive vehicle, you're going to be able to drive down to the mine. If not, you will have a ride down or find a ride down. I believe the van is still running to give you rides down to the mine and out of the mine. Be prepared to leave your vehicle behind if you don't have 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. All right, next video. So some highlights, getting into some of the stuff that we actually did find up there and has been found over the course of one day, actually. This is going to be July 4th from 3 years ago. And this is just a little of what came out. The world record Herkimer diamond came out that day. That's the last thing you'll see in this. Here you go.
There she comes.
There it is. It's a girl. Look at that.
That is a nice one.
Dory. Oh, boy.
That's gorgeous.
Another Mohawk monster.
One out.
Here it comes.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's a heart.
Would you look
Wow.
at the dark?
Look at the top of that. Look at, there's 2 rows.
6? How many?
Wow.
Look at that. It's another heart. Wow.
That's a Mohawk monster.
That is a monster if you ever saw one.
Holy cow.
That is crazy.
It's heavy. I couldn't pull it out, Liz.
Hold on, you know,
That's awesome. History right there, New York State, right? Maybe? I don't know. Mohawk monster? So far, that's a monster.
this is a monster. Like, I could probably only hold it a few more minutes. Crazy. So yeah, that was July 4th a few years ago. An amazing day. Yeah, Crystal Collector was there. I've spent a lot of time with him up there. Let me just get back here. All right. So, I'm gonna just jump really quick back to the first slide. That's me holding it there. It's chest size. So, you know, quite a sizable, I think it's 27 pounds or something like that. So getting back to, this is more typical of what you'll find around the mine. You break this out of the rock. This is a pocket, basically. When you get into these vugs, they're lined with quartz druzy. Some aren't. Some are completely void of druzy, and they just have a massive crystal in there. Others have lots of druzy, smaller hercs like this. This piece here is probably 2 to 3 inches. So when we talk about pockets, Corey's pocket, this is Corey Rockhound's pocket. She hit this on December 2022. You want to say a little bit about it?
It was just one pocket. All I did was walk up to it. I hit it with a hammer. I just hit the wall with a hammer, and it happened to be hollow. And that was everything in it.
So most of the time, the big rock breakers are looking for cracks. Corey just walked up and busted it open. And this is what came out. This is a nice sized pocket, lots of jemmies. There's lots of micros that you can't see that are perfectly terminated, stuff like that, that are also in this pile here. Give you a little size. This is the lid to the soup bowl pocket that we found. This is in one of my Dirtman reports. We actually opened this and found this on the report. It's very sizable. What came out of it was just hundreds of jemmies, goldens. It was mostly goldens, which this is where your hematite comes in. I showed that list. Well, hematite is within some of these crystals, making them golden. Some of it's a coating. Sometimes, you'll find just like crap in the bottom of the pocket that kind of looks like hematite, kind of looks like anthraxolite. It just, you never quite know, just whatever's left over just sits down there. So, you're really looking for a pocket. That's your score. You're going to get your biggest gems. You're going to get the most quantity of gems when you break open a pocket. So I talked about number 2 was luck on the tools that you needed. Well, this is my luck. I was dubbed up there the ground score king. And literally because all I did was help other people, and I would just walk around and I would find amazing stuff. This is my Mohawk monster. It's probably one of the most unique pieces pulled out up there. I didn't pull it out of a pocket. I was walking along the cliff side of a road
on the downside of the road where everything was just being washed. And I saw just the top little portion of it. I instantly went live on the Mohawk Valley page, and I had a whole bunch of people watching me pull this out of the ground as it happened, including the crystal collector, who was actually up the hill from me watching on his phone, watching me do it, which was pretty cool. I was like, wow, I feel like I made it or something. So yeah, this is down in the lower right-hand corner. There's also my softball. I found that just walking in an area. Everyone had walked by it for months. No one bothered to look in the area I did. It was sitting on the surface in the sunlight, shining off, in the sun, just beautiful. But this Mohawk monster grew in between two druzy layers. So there's druzy on top, druzy on the bottom, and then a big old crystal growing in between. So all of this is stuff that you'll be able to find up there. Here's my tips. You saw this in the Diamond Mountain thing. Know your soil and know your roots. So basically, when you're at Mohawk, you're going to have three types of soil. Your top soil is, two types of soil, really. So your top soil is a black, very loose soil. You're going to find a lot of small hercs in that soil if you can find untouched soil. Below that is a clay layer. That clay is very hard. Stuff likes to move around on top of that layer. So I always tell people, utilize the layer right where the black meets the brown or the red, the clay layer, because the hercs will move across the top of that clay layer and not, go into it as easily. So you'll find them in the clay layer, but your best bet is to search around in that easy to move top black soil, and then, just into the clay layer just to see if they sunk in a little bit. Follow your roots. More big Herkimer diamonds have been found in roots. In fact, the world record, the one you saw in that video just now, the world record Herkimer diamond was pulled out from underneath of a tree. Trees hold them from moving around through weathering. Every time there's a freeze and thaw of winters and cycles of seasons, these things move around in the ground. They really do. They move all over the place, and they're moving down the hill. Trees keep them there. So dig up the trees, flip rocks, flip rocks, flip rocks, flip rocks, flip rocks. Can't say it enough, flip rocks. The best find you never found was under the rock you didn't flip. And I say that because I find so much stuff that's just been left there by someone else that didn't realize it because it was on the wrong side of the rock. Mohawk is also number 4. Mohawk is a huge mine. It's a half mile from one end to the other. Walk it, get around, move around. Don't stay in any one spot. If you're not finding stuff, go. Get around, start flipping rocks in other areas. Walk up and down the road. See what other people are doing. Do your research before you sit down and actually dig or break rock. Number 5, keep your area clean. Once you settle down on a spot and you start doing stuff, move your dirt out of the area. Go through your dirt. Always check every bit of dirt you have. Rub it in between your hands. You never know when there's going to be a herc in there. They're everywhere. So check every bit of dirt, but keep it out of your area. Keep it out of your hole. Keep it away from your work area. That's the top 5, number 5, best tips I can give you all. And I'll give you more when we're up there. Cause I walk around, I check out what you're doing. I tell you this and that. Corey and I will be both up there ready to help. So like I said at the start, it's still available. You can still sign up. We sent out emails. If you didn't get an email, if you don't have the email anymore with the sign up link, just email us. We'll send it back out to you. It's not a problem. I want to get as many people up there as possible. It's going to be great. After hours at Mohawk, come excited, leave exhausted and exhilarated. It's going to be awesome. And thank you all. My cat says that's enough rocks and has laid down on the rocks. That's what happened last night when I was taking pictures of my Mohawk monster. So that's the end of what I got.
I hate to tell you this, but your cat is wrong. That is not enough rocks. Listen, that's a lot of great tips. I have not actually made it up to that area. So I cannot comment much more beyond that, but I would like to point out something that immediately jumped out to me with that last list you had up, and that jumped out to other folks, such as Jeremiah and others. You hit on a great rock hounding tip, not just for up there, roots, tree roots, any kind of roots. Do you know what roots tell you when you're at a dig site? We'll give you a second to think about it. What do roots tell you? If there's roots there, no one's turned that soil yet. If there's roots there, no one has dug that spot yet. That is the spot to dig. And like Andrew said, roots hold things. Roots keep things in place, things that would move before. If you think about it, smaller things will move through roots. If we're talking about filtration, larger things will get stuck in roots. So that's a great tip, even in almost any application, as well as flip rocks, because you don't know what's underneath. Some of my best pieces look like literal dirt on one side and are coated in something amazing on the other. What a great piece of information there. Does anyone have any questions for Andrew? Anyone going on the trip have any just general questions? It is difficult when you're not with material you can show technique on, but you'll all benefit from having Andrew up there to show you how to look in the dirt to just pick up a rock. If you need to know how to mine it, ask Corey.
Yeah, exactly. But no, there's 5 Dirtman reports. Look them up on YouTube. I show you everything. I show you how to break rock, how to make the spring steel to break the rock. You take a Ford. You take a Ford and you cut the leaf springs and you grind them down, and it's all in there. I also show you my documentary, Goonie Road, Dirtman Report, Goonie Road. Look that up. It shows you how steep things are. It's absolutely the side of a cliff that we're going to be mining on with a couple roads to park on. So be prepared for that. So check out my Dirtman Reports. It's all the info you need to know.
And didn't you write up that thing they gave you an award for about those 2 monster skeletals that dude pulled?
Yes.
So put a link to that in the members page or up here in the chat when you get a second, so they can read up on that.
Unfortunately, that was in a newsletter for Central PA Rock and Mineral Club. I'll have to figure out how to get that around, but
we'll figure it out.
Just watch everything I wrote that article about is in Goonie Road. All the footage of me right behind Lee pulling out $160,000 worth of skeletal crystals that day. It's all in there. You can see it as it happened. So Goonie Road, check it out.
I mean, we need to address that too.
Gloves. Take gloves and boots.
Gloves. For those of you who don't like gloves, never wear gloves, I'm one of those people. Take a lot of lotion. At the end of the day, your hands are going to feel like sandpaper. The rocks are very sharp. The crystals are very sharp. You can easily cut yourself as well. We've had people go to the hospital, get stitches. So yes, gloves. If you're a fan of gloves, definitely take them. If not, bring a lot of lotion and just be really careful.
So Janelle, you're fine without gloves if you really don't want to, but like she and I don't do gloves.
Hate gloves.
But literally your hands will be sandpaper at the end of the day. You do kind of need something. Hotels are in the area. Look up Johnstown, I think.
Stayed at Micro Hotel. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah, there's places around.
Yeah.
Andrew, I saw a question.
How many fingers do I have left? I have them all, but I have been there for a Marine who did thump and explode his thumb. He just was like, I'm going to need to go to the hospital. I need to get back so I can meet the crystal collector. And we made sure that night when he got back, he was able to meet the crystal collector.
All right, Andrew, there was a question, tent camping only or small pull behinds?
Yes, you can bring anything you want as long as it's not like a mega bus. You do have to get up into the field to leave your camper or, camp at, so the only things that really can't get up there is the big old mega bus things that some people roll in that have millions of dollars. We've had to park one of those that did show up one time at another location, so.
Well, what time can they get in?
I will be there. So people are going to start rolling in probably Friday. I'm going to be there at midnight Friday night. That's as quick as I can get there after getting off of work. It takes me 6 hours, 7 hours from Baltimore City to, I got to go an hour home. Then from, my home to Mohawk, it's 6 hours. So I'll be there about midnight or so. Yes. Oh, that's the other thing. Make sure if you are coming, you have to bring your own hard hat. You do have to bring a hard hat. That saves you $25. That's a $25 membership fee. You get a hard hat if you do get a membership. It's that orange hard hat that you see everyone with. But bring your own hard hat. That way you can, this trip is the only one allowed to waive that fee.
Hey, Kurt asked, I signed up but never got any sort of confirmation. Kurt, you should have gotten an email Andrew sent out, but we'll look into that after we get off of here and let you know
What was
about
his name? Kurt
Komoda.
Okay, I'll look it for you, Kurt. If you signed up and you filled out that Google link, you're signed up. You're good. I'm not. I've sent out updates and stuff like that, but I didn't send a specific confirmation because I was waiting for more people to sign up. I was going to do that a little closer to time. Yes, you can camp Friday night. Okay.
I'm just digging through the chat, make sure I haven't missed
knee
anything.
pads, ear protection. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of banging on rocks out there.
Vanessa Burnett, can we camp Friday night? I believe
Yes.
that's confirmed. Yep.
Yep. Yep. All right. Looks like.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
send
Andrew-
out another update. So once I post this meeting, I will send out another email to everyone who has signed up and all that with a link to this and all that, just so everyone has all the reference and updates as much as I can possibly give them.
All right. Well, I think everyone's pretty well prepped. If anyone has any more questions, I'm sure Andrew will attempt to work in the chat room while the rest of this is going on. But if you don't get your question answered, drop an email to newgeologyclub@gmail.com and we will get responses out to you as quickly as possible. All right. Up next, the venerable Alexander Emert, who is going to share with us a review of an anime that came out. I don't know, I'm not going to assume everyone knows what anime is. Anime is just a fancy word for animation. So it is a Japanese cartoon. And I am going to give the floor. Alex, are you going to be sharing anything or just talking? Unmute, my friend. Unmute.
Yes, I will be sharing. So
Okay, very good.
I'm a teacher. I have to make a presentation.
I was going to say, I assumed. All right, I cede the floor to a qualified educational professional.
All right. So yeah, we actually have a Rockhounding anime. I know that is amazing. I've been a fan of anime since high school, about 2 decades now, and I never thought it would actually overlap with any of my other hobbies, but here we are. So the name of this anime is Ruri's Rocks, named, of course, after the eponymous main character here on the left, Ruri, or subtitle Introduction to Mineralogy, because this is actually an educational program. So basically, Ruri is your average teenager who saw a few crystals in the shop and thought, hey, they're nice and pretty, and decides to go find some, which goes about as you would expect. But thankfully, she is saved by this graduate student, Nagi, on the right here. And she basically introduces her to rockhounding, and they go from there. This is actually pretty common in anime. They really love the club anime, just a group of people going off and doing different things, all the sports. Some of them they may get makeup. We've got a music club down here on the bottom. The one I think it's most closely related to would be Laid Back Camp, where it's a camping club and the backgrounds are they're gorgeous, showing basically how beautiful animation can be. And that is shown very much in this series as well. So, whoever was doing this definitely knows a lot about rockhounding. So pretty much all the little details they get right. So here's Nagi using a loop to look at some minerals. They all have east wing hammers. She's got a long wave ultraviolet light and stuff. So it is pretty much spot on for what you do in rockhounding. But one of the main draws of this show is just that it's gorgeous. As you can see here, now the left, that's a seam of quartz crystals, and to the right, that's a mass of fluorite under long wave. They just try to make the minerals look as beautiful, candy colored, almost mystical looking gemstones that they possibly can be. So it's very, very pretty. I'm sure they spent like half the money on just drawing everything pretty. Most of my original review is based off of episode 1, and one of the things I did particularly appreciate in that episode was they went over some rockhounding ethics. By the way, I do apologize for the quality of these pictures. In order to actually get them, I had to take them on my phone because they don't allow screenshots. The technology doesn't. But anyway, in the first episode, it's like their second outing, and they go and find this sign here. Ruri is, of course, very upset. I mean, again, it's like her second time rockhounding, and here's this sign telling her that she can't do it. So she gets very upset, and the mentor figure Nagi is like, "No, we can't. We have to obey the rules. This is why we can have to do that," and stuff, which I thought was a very nice touch. As I said, it's super educational. They go over geology a lot. How do crystals form? Why do they form in different places? They have these cards. Basically, the episodes are split up in half, where you got like these little vignettes. They might be connected, but most of the time, they're going after different minerals in each half of the episode, and they have these little screens with extra information in between. And of course, scattered throughout, there's tons of educational stuff. So, unfortunately, this is only in subtitles. It's a kind of a niche anime, as might be expected. So, if having to read it while you're watching it is an issue, then unfortunately it probably is not for you. Also, the manga isn't English translated, which I was very upset where I tried to go to Amazon and like, nope, can't find it anywhere, unfortunately. There is a little bit of structural issues as well. Ruri is a bit of a little brat. um, then again, dropping a random teenager in the woods and see how they go, is pretty much what happens. Um, Initially, she's very, very greedy. I mean, as I said, she got started by looking at this crystal in the shop, and it's all about the pretty crystals and finding them for jewelry and stuff. Generally, it goes, Rory whines about something, Nagi explains about the thing, Rory then gets an appreciation of it. So it's somewhat built into the structure of the show, but she does have quite a bit of character growth. By the end of episode 2, she actually does find a mineral sample that could be sold for quite a bit of money. I mean, it's a gold nugget about yay big. And she's like, nope, I appreciate the journey that's taken them millions of years to get to this thing. I'm not selling it. And it goes on from there, where she learns more and more and dives deeper and deeper into the hobby. Some other issues. There's a bit of a safety concern. They never, ever use safety glasses. In fact, in the first episode, Nagi goes, watch for flying rock splitters. And, they don't put on glasses. How are you going to stop that? I get why they did it, but that's still slightly annoying. And of course, there's the whole Ruri is a high school student, and it's like, yep, college student, you're going to take me places and go rockhounding. Which is a little bit of the stranger danger type stuff. I get it's Japan, so it's a bit more safe, but still, it's a little weird. Most of the translation is actually surprisingly excellent. Especially considering, the esoteric, nature of the show. I feel so sorry for the translators on this thing, trying to pick up all the the geology terms from Japanese into English. Most of them work well, except for quartz, unfortunately. So, like we in English have rock crystal quartz, they have a word for rock crystal and then a word for quartz in general. And unfortunately, they took the word for their rock crystal and just call it crystal. So basically, anytime you see crystals in the show, it's not actual crystals, but quartz. So, she's talking about here, quartz is the most common mineral and the first one they actually go for. There are a few other things like the changing type of rock. And when she lists minerals, she lists bronze, which again is probably a translation error. That said, these are all in the first episode, and I haven't really seen anything since then. And I'm up to episode 6, so it's remarkably good, I would say. Now, not gonna lie, one of the biggest controversies, at least people who are not really anime fans, is Nagi's figure here. Basically, a lot of people are saying it's too sexualized, but literally all the sexy is their Nagi. That's it. That's all the sexy you get. Just her existing in the world. So, make of that what you will. If that's a deal breaker, fine. But that's just the way it is. Also, she's got a weird hammer. They explain it away as she found it at a flea market, and it somehow came into the country. It's actually a war hammer that she's using for picking rocks. So I don't know. They just really wanted to give her a cool hammer, is what I think. So, compared to our standards here, it's a fairly short short season. It's only 13 episodes long with 23 minutes each. So, you can definitely binge it in a weekend. The main site to watch it is Crunchyroll. It's one of the big anime streaming sites. I did see somewhere that you could watch it on Amazon. Not sure, but either way, Crunchyroll has a week-long trial. So, do the week-long trial, watch the Rockhounding anime, and then quit if you want. I do have a full write-up. Oh, did I? I did not. So that's the link to these slides, which includes everything. And this last one has my full write-up of the first episode, if you want to take a look at that. So overall, I think it's kind of neat. I mean, how often do you see a show specifically about rockhounding and geology in general? So if you can handle it being an anime, definitely check it out because it's cool, and it's learn about the geology of Japan, which is not something you see every day. All right. Does anybody have any questions?
Alex, that is a great job summarizing that. It's good to have someone very familiar with the subject matter to start with, being able to review it. So I really appreciate you taking the time and doing that. He saw me make this offhanded comment about this, and the next thing I know, I have a written 3-page document entirely detailing it. But at this point, and Alex, I say this as an extreme positive. I expect nothing less from you.
Thank you.
And I very much appreciate that your enthusiasm and ability to do that.
Yeah, thank you,
Listen.
Alex. That's definitely one review. I don't know if any other club is reviewing the anime on this stuff. So, I thought it was great. So, thank you very much.
As far as I know, this is the only anime on it. As I said, it's just, they love the little slices of life about different clubs, and it just happened to be rockhounding time.
Yeah, I mean, how incredibly niche. At some point, I'm going to have to sign up for Crunchyroll just to watch through it once. We will see if I can strap my ADHD brain into reading subtitles for 23 minutes because I do have the visual attention span of a gnat. So that's awesome, Alex. And I think as a community, we really have to view this as an utter positive. Not just for rockhounding, but for geology and for STEM. The more of this that can be put in front of younger, impressionable minds, the sooner youth can be introduced to these sort of hobbies and interests, the better. And the fact that it is not only to a greater portion accurate with there's mistakes, of course, but overall, what a positive. That's great. Really appreciate you doing that, Alex. All right. Theoretically, does anyone have any more questions for Alex? Anybody? Well, listen, I know Alex is going to be around for the rest of the meeting. You can throw some questions in the chat if you have them. In about 2 seconds after I take a drink of water, we're going to start my presentation. And we've got about 17 minutes. Do you know what's not going to take 17 minutes? That's all right. I knew this is going to happen. While I've touched on little points of this, what we're going to do is make this a multi-part series where I start at the beginning of the book and just work you through the end of it. I will tell you this is bland material. I hope you enjoyed videos with Andrew and cartoons with Alex, because it's boring organizational time with Jake now. So let me grab a little drink of water here, and we're gonna fire things up. I've got some sorting to do
it's
here.
not boring. It's woo. We're gonna get organized here. Yeah, we're gonna. Yep.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's get ready to organize. All right. I need to share. Bear with me. I have to play with technology here. All right. And we're gonna bring that. Andrew, comment verbally that you can see that Gmail sitting there.
Yeah, I see your Google security alert. Yeah.
Which one? Hold on.
Yeah. No, I'm seeing your web page.
Yeah, perfect. All right. All right. Let me get my other stuff up over here. All right. For those of you who don't know, a couple months ago, I finally released a very time-consuming. What's echoing? Who's got somebody mute a mic there if you don't mind. It's I produced I kind of stammer calling it a book, an advanced pamphlet called Digital Rockhounding, because I kept getting the same questions over and over and over again. How do you find rockhounding sites? But because I can't just go here, everything needed a little bit of explanation, and this was originally, going to be a 5-minute explanation with a 3-page write-up on how to do this. But then I realized it's great, but then I got to teach you guys how to organize everything. So tonight, we're going to start with something very boring, and that's how to organize all your information. We're going to go right till 9 o'clock. We're probably going to get through this. But the first thing you're going to want to do is sign up for a Gmail account. I'm not going to ask you to raise hands. If you don't have one, it doesn't cost you to set one up. If you do have one, you'll pick this up pretty quick. We're going to go under the assumption that you have signed up for an account, and I have my throwaway account up here and shared with you guys. The actual email part is not what you need directly to start this process. What you need is to click up here in the upper right-hand corner, the stacks of 3 dots. You're going to click there, then you're going to click down to Drive. That is your cloud storage through Google. Now, actually, you can see I have everything here left over from when I wrote the book. So to do this correctly, I'm going to just, oh, I missed a step, actually. Dismiss this. You're going to go to the left-hand side and click over to My Drive. Ignore me for 1 second when I put this in a file called Old. And we're going to start from scratch. So when you open yours, it's going to be empty. It's going to be nothing here. And you're like, Jay, how does this help me? All right. Well, I'm going to be able to help out the Pennsylvania folk. But if you live out of state, as many of you do, what you're going to need to do is assemble a folder for each county in your state. For some of us, that's a bit more of a pain. For those of you in Delaware, Maryland, and the smaller states, this will just take you a matter of moments. I suggest you work on the county level. It's easier. But for speed and simplicity for the Pensy folk, we're going to head over to the Haven, and over in the files section, buried in here is a zip file that's archived called Pennsylvania Counties. We're going to download that. We're going to open that up here. We're going to extract that. I should have cleaned this. I thought I cleaned all this up. And then it will, here we are. You're going to extract the folder here, Pennsylvania Counties. If you're on a PC, just right-click, extract to Pennsylvania Counties. And then you'll go in here, grab the folder. Make sure you got it there. You're going to go back into your Google Drive. Give me a second to pop that back up. And you can just left click and drag this into your drive. And you'll see down here in the corner, it's uploading all those county folders. Now, like I said, this can be applied no matter where you are in the country or where you are in the world. Just start, a folder on its own, one place, and that's where you're going to start your organization. We're, for the sake of this educational moment, I'm losing the word right now, we're going to play in Chester County. So this is the first part. So now you've got a place to store your information and you've got it organized by county. One of the benefits of doing this through Google Drive that you're not going to find many other places is once you've got everything built in here, you're going to be able to download this for an offline backup. There may come a day or you're out in an area where you want this information available to you, but you don't have cell phone access or something like that. So you can access this. You can just download your notes straight to your phone. All right, so we have all of that. Now we have our counties in there. And so you're going to start a new project. You've chosen your county for your research. We're going to go with Chester County. So you're going to click into that folder. You're going to right click. You're going to open a Google Doc. That's right here. That menu pops up. Just going to click that open and this will open another window. The first thing you're going to do is you don't generally start researching a news site without a starting point or an area that you're wanting to look in. We're just going to call the document New Chester County Hounding Spot Research. You label it whatever you want, something easy to remember and delineating from other things. Well, we can narrow this down as we get further in. But this gives you a single place to take every little bit of information you get as you start researching and have it for quick reference. All right, so we're going to very quickly, we're done with this is your beginning of your organization. The next thing you're going to want to set up is your Google Maps locations. We're going to jump real quick so we have our spot. I'm going to use the old General Trimble's Mine. I am lucky tonight that Mindat is up because it wasn't. They were having some issues over there. I will remind everyone who uses Mindat, which is almost all of us, if you can, please make a donation to help keep that service up and running. It is, you couldn't put a price tag on what it's worth to the community. There isn't. All right, so just to speed things up real quick, I want to grab this. All right, so you are in Google Maps. You are marking a location. Use that. Now, you can organize these things absolutely brilliantly. What you're going to want to do is go over here. It's giving me, give me a second. How do I have this worked out already? All right, here we are. We want to go into the saved tab here on the left, and we're going to click into new list. We're going to call this Chester County Research for the time being until we officially get to the fact that we know it's going to be the General Trimble's mine. We'll just call it Chester County as the starting point, and we'll populate that. So now you have Chester County as a separate list and you want to add to it. This is when we go here. There we go. Right. Sorry, guys. I haven't actually done this in a little while. You can tell. Give me 1 second. All right. So we're going to go back to the marking of the General Trimble's mine, and we're going to go to save. Oh, that's a bummer. It's not showing up. Let me try refreshing. See if it grabs it. There it is. Chester County. So you've now gotten a location and you can save it to that folder. All right, let's go back. We'll do a quick refresh and that will show us that we've saved it. You can put notes in here. We will, for this, put general Trimbles. Fine. And sure, I'll do it. We'll click out of it. As I recall, I should be able to label this that as well. And yeah, this is not flashy work, but it's important to keep your information organized and in a way you can quickly reference back to it. You can't keep all this stuff straight in your head. You just can't. Believe me, I tried in my very early days, but it's not smart either. You're going to forget stuff, and this allows you a quick reference that you can use here, even out in the field. All right, got a quick drink here. All right, and that is the quick version of how to save information in Google Maps. All right, I'm just checking chat real quick to see if I've missed any questions. Give me a second here. Delaware, Jeremiah, Alex, perfect. Okay, so I picked the General Trimble's mine because there's nothing there. It's just a reference. There's nothing there, Deb. It's actually why I used that one. I didn't want the book to have a spot that was going to get overrun. It just works real well as a reference point. It's cheap to sponsor your favorite mine as well. Yeah, for everybody, that's Doug's talking about on Mindat. So if you guys ever really thought to yourself, oh, that's really cool, I can name a star after someone, or I wanted to sponsor trash pickup on the side of the road, you can sponsor your favorite mine page on Mindat. Thanks for pointing that out, Doug. That's a great selling point. All right. If you have any questions about this, throw them up in the chat. We've got 5 minutes left. Let me think about the next best thing I can show you guys in this process. Give me a second. Okay, we do that. Oh, this is a great tool. All right, so you've done a bunch of research. You have 950 browser tabs open. If you're using Firefox, which is my recommended browser in general, you see up here, I've got all these browser tabs open. We're going to right click. You guys are going to mess with me, aren't you? Okay, click to the left of here. And I'm going to select all tabs. Now you can see those are all highlighted. You know where this is going, right? I'm going to right click on the last one, and I'm going to left click then on bookmark tiles. We're going to call this Chester County Research. Yeah, it's that easy, guys. And we're going to save it to the other bookmarks. You can choose wherever you want to save it on your browser, but that will allow you, now we'll watch, let's save. Let's go over to bookmarks. We'll go down to manage bookmarks. And then here in other bookmarks, like we said it was going to be, is all of those tabs. And I know that's too cool, right? Okay, it gets better. If you left click the top one, hold down, Alex, that's beautiful. All right, everybody zoom in real quick. Left click the top one and then hold down Shift and left click the bottom one, it highlights all those tabs. And then if you right click on those highlighted, right click on those tabs, open all bookmarks, and it goes, you want to open all those? And you go, hey, yeah, I do. And then it will, in a couple of minutes, because the internet, and I'm streaming this right now, it will bring back all of your browser tabs. All right, we are on the cusp of 9 o'clock. I have gotten through all the really boring stuff so that next week I will bring you the next section, which of course is the actual selection of a spot using MinDat. I have briefly covered this in the past, and we will go into a little more depth. And we'll go into some stuff that isn't actually covered in the book, which is really using MinDat to answer the question, what is this rock I found? Or at least to start making a very educated guess based on location. I know this stuff was wicked boring, but it's so important to keep your data organized. And it's a starting point, and you're going to have your method. I know plenty of people that still keep a pen and paper journal of all of their finds, which is the legitimate way to do it. Because you know what? When the power goes out, that book still exists. But the great thing about backing up most of this, and what we can talk about for a moment, is that Word document will become your full repository for your GPS data. And we'll go into that more, because when I come back to teach you more of this, we're going to open all that right back up. And we're going to start copying and pasting all the data that's required. And every one of those documents can be what? Printed out. And you will have a physical copy of your data. And now you have one of my favorite things in the whole world, professionally and as a rockhound, and that is redundancy. Having 2 of anything is the best number of things to have when it comes to data. And that's what this is. It's data. We all benefit in this hobby from the data of those in past generations who took the time, either through government survey or through extensive note taking and leaving of those notes. And I can soapbox real well about needing to feed the community, as it were. It is essential that we leave a legacy to the next generation of rockhounds. We all benefit from those that came before us. So I'll get back off the soapbox. And we've gotten through the secretarial end of digital rockhounding, and that's creating a base to put all your data in. I've ended precisely at 9 o'clock. I planned this.
We still
I
have to
absolutely
do the
planned this.
giveaway, though. We still have to do the giveaway.
I ended. You want to screw it up, that's on you.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, now back to the fun stuff. Now that teacher's done talking.
Yeah, so real quick, I just check in to see. Sylvia, if you're still on, which you're not, you were the only one that I saw that had a duplicate number. It's all good. I haven't seen another number. So anyway, Jake, actually, do you have a browser handy real quick? Can you just go to Google Generator?
Oh, sure. Give me 2 seconds.
Go on to
I saw a question in the chat room. Why do all this? MinDat has all this information. You know, that's a fine question. I'll answer it. MinDat does has all this information, but what we'll go into is that just as Deb asked the question, is General Trimble's mine a public mine? Random number chooser. What were we, 1 to 200?
Yeah, 1 to 200.
All right, 1 to 200. 19. That's not an exciting number at all. All right, somebody figure out the rest of that.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
I'm on it.
But the reason we do this is because you can't walk into about, I don't know, 95% of the places listed on Mindat. Maybe that number's less or more. But in later parts, we're going to use Mindat to identify where there were things, as it were. Because we can't go into most of those quarries and mines. It's illegal. But there may be areas around there that are publicly accessible, and this is going to give you the tools to start eyeballing those areas. So yeah, Mindat is the basis of the whole thing. It's the spine of the entire book. But we organize. We learn how to look at LiDAR, so we can see that there was a quarry here, but there's a stream running through, and we can see a huge cut even before we drive out there. So it gives us an organized starting point to make things more efficient. But yeah, we'll get into that as the things go along, and let's get back to the fun stuff again. Andrew, back
So
to you.
real quick, we have a winner. It's actually the only person who guessed a number under 19, and that is Kate G. Kate G, you have won tonight's raffle.
Give her a round of applause.
I will message you tomorrow and get that out to you. I also, real quick, I just saw that Dr. Jem Patea is on here tonight. I would like to say congratulations on your baby.
Yeah.
You had your baby, and congratulations from Geology Club.
And thanks again for presenting while extremely pregnant.
Yes. So thank you very much, and I hope you got your box. She won the giveaway last month, so I hope everything that arrived and you got everything. So, all right, well, everybody. Actually, Kate G, real quick. I don't actually know who you are. I'm going to message you privately right now.
Yeah.
I need your email address or whoever you are.
Well, we are of course on the tail end of the meeting, but I did want to open the floor to any questions, any requests for meetings down the road. And guys, if you've got something like what Alex just did, you've got something you're passionate about and want to share, we've got, I won't call anybody out straight onto the floor, but some very experienced members of the community along this evening. If you want to share an adventure you went on, a talk you want to give, whatever you want to do, drop us a line. If you're going, but I don't know how to do a presentation, then just still drop us a line, because if I've got the time, or if one of us has the time, we're happy to help you develop something to present. If you're passionate about it and that's something you want to do, I'm happy to fan that spark for you as best I can. Some of you will know I am often a little late getting back to messages. I do what I can. Believe me, if I could figure out how to squeeze extra 4 hours in a day, I'd do it. But the Sasquatch has to sleep. But yeah, drop us a line. I love hearing what people are passionate about. That's actually how everybody involved with this ended up here. Nobody woke up not wanting to do this and decided to do it anyway. I really want to thank everybody too for coming out. It's awesome to see so many here. I'm hoping for a really active fall season. I know Joe McNamara's got some stuff cooking down in Maryland. We're going to be able to share soon. I got one or two things kind of cooking right now. I can't share because nothing's firmed up yet, but we're trying all sorts of stuff to get field trips and activities and all manner of stuff. And, things are growing. We've got the Maryland chapter, and it's nice organic growth, and we're glad to have Joe handling stuff down there, and we're always open to things spreading out organically for the club, and trying to make it inclusive for folks to come from all over the place
I do really
to learn
quick,
and share.
Real
Go
quick,
ahead, brother.
Since you're talking about Joe, I want to mention Tina as well. Tina is going to join us. She's on tonight. She's going to join us and help handle some of the managerial stuff of what we're doing with the club.
We need additional babysitting is what it really comes down to. And Tina is willing to put up with our immature ways and bad attitudes and to help us out. Because, listen, there's, 225 plus of y'all now. So that's a lot of folks. And we're thrilled. And, it really comes down to just wanting to be able to provide the best experience we can for you guys. And just kind of knowing when you need to ask for help. And we could go on a talk about that, but it would have nothing to do with rocks. So, Tina, again, I really do appreciate you stepping up. And everyone who's contributed in any way. A kind word is often as much of a big deal as an action taken. So if all you can do is say thanks or smile and say we had a good time, it's all we want for you guys, is to make sure everybody learns a little something and has a good time rockhounding. I will stop my diatribing and pass things back to Andrew. See, it's good that I'm back, but it also makes things take longer.
All right. Well, like you said, like Jake said, thank you very much, everybody. We really do appreciate it, each and every one of you. We are actually way more than 225 right now. I think we're 230, 240-ish at this point. So we are growing every day, every week. So thank you all. It's been humbling, and we're going to keep on making this the best daggone thing that we can make it for each and every one of you. So, Andy, you got anything?
Just thanks to Jake, thanks to Alex. That was very interesting. It's just goes to show how popular our hobby is getting. It's thanks to Jake for sharing, what he knows. Thanks to you and Corey for getting people, hyped up for Labor Day weekend. Thanks for everybody who came out. I looked at one point, I think we had 41 people here at one point, which is, that's a good crowd.
Nice. That's a good number.
We're looking forward to, hearing from these, if you have something to share it. We want to see it. We want to hear about it. And let's keep this going.
All right.
Awesome. Well, I suppose, as they say, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. But most of you are home already, so you can just go home. You can also just hang out and talk. We'll be here another 5 minutes if anybody's got anything they want to run by us. If I haven't responded to your email or message, I will hopefully get there within the next, month or two.
And I'll get this meeting up on YouTube.
Appreciate that, Andrew.
I do have a cliented session most of the day tomorrow, but I should be able to get it up in the afternoon. So I'll get some email out about New York and all that. So
yeah, big thanks to you and Corey for sharing all that info about Mohawk. And again, huge thanks to Alex. And appreciate all y'all.
Thank y'all.
Jeremiah, good seeing your face.
Good seeing yours as well, sir.
There it is. So some of y'all don't know who Jeremiah is. Jeremiah is, geology enthusiast, barely covers you. But currently he's out Nevada way. But he's got some old ties back out this way, and will be moving northwest of me, but to upper middle Pennsylvania, as I understand it. But yeah, Jeremiah and Andrew, we're going to have to get you guys, because you are the two most notorious surface hunters that I've ever met. And actually, Jeremiah, stand up a little bit because I can see what shirt you're wearing.
Oh, that's my shirt, man, not yours.
Yeah, I can see which one you're wearing. It's his Surface Hunter Pro T-shirt.
I was actually wearing your shirt when I was out there in Utah digging obsidian yesterday.
That's great. I love it. I love seeing people's designs and creations out in the wild. We'll have to, once you get that thing into, once you figure out how you want to get that distributed, we'll have to spread the love around on that one some more. You've motivated me to get back and do some designing again. I've been so busy with every other freaking thing. So, well, listen, y'all. Some folks I am sure actually have jobs to do tomorrow, unlike my slacker ass. Go and thanks to everybody for hanging out, and take good care, everybody. And don't forget, drop lines if you have questions. We'll get the stuff as quick as we can.
All right, everybody.
Take good care.
Have a good night.
Happy hounding, everybody.
Good night.